Hi there, this is Matt with State of Flex here with a review for Jaws in 3D. This is going to be mostly discussing the 3D aspect of the re-release of 1975's Jaws. This is one of my favorite movies, and I'm not a huge fan of the post-conversion tactic that a lot of movies have done for re-release, because I think, frankly, it's not warranted. There have been a handful of movies that I think the 3D does amplify certain aspects of the film, but it's only micro aspects. The Jurassic Park conversion into 3D looked pretty solid, but short of like the scene where the T-Rex is trying to chomp down on the car, like it doesn't really hold a lot of water, and like the 3D conversion of the Phantom Menace, shy of the exceptional pod race scene, nothing was quite memorable. This is something that is unique and interesting in that I think it amplifies every aspect of the film. You don't realize how much depth is shot into Jaws in every single frame of the movie. There's a lot of stuff going on in the forefront of the camera, the middle ground, and the background in every single shot throughout the entire duration of the film. And that was something that impressed me. This looks as if it was designed to always be in 3D, but just incapable of doing so convincingly at the time, as you would see with Jaws 3D, which would have come out about 10 years later. But I digress. Jaws is a spectacular film on its own rights. It has an incredible streamlined story, taking essentially Pulp Fiction kind of book and stripping away the kind of more pulpy elements until it's just man versus shark, and you have the Brody character trying to deal with this calamitous situation that has befallen his little seafaring town, and the interesting people that he interacts with. That's at its bare bones all this movie is. But there's some magic to this movie that makes it hang in the air with you pretty much forever after seeing it. It is so good, so incredibly well acted, so well written. Even though it is a streamlined story, that doesn't mean that there's a lot going on there that is like beneath the surface, so much so that repeat viewings are inviting. Like the first couple times you see, you don't really see, like you get a sense of a family aspect, but you don't see how much the family impacts the film. Especially the wife. And then you have like the brilliant performance by Robert Shaw as Quint, and he is so magnetic every single time he's on. He's introduced early on in the film, and then drops out of the film for over a half an hour before you see that character again. Yet his introduction is so memorable. You are cemented that that character is going to have an impact on this film beyond that one scene early on. He is so good and so captivating in his whole backstory of World War II with the white sharks there is haunting and beautiful. You have the exceptional cinematography, which lends itself to the 3D so well. It is not a cash grab. It truly isn't. This movie really gets you to draw attention to the cinematography, which is something that is often overlooked. Everybody talks about the performances, everybody talks about the characters, everybody talks about the scare tactics of the shark, everybody talks about John Williams' score. These are all things that are deserving of a conversation, but so is the visual aspect of the film and the visual storytelling. In 3D, you really get immersed in that. You are thrust into the water and feel like you are within it. You are pulled. Every time, there's a lot of movement with the camera, even though the camera is stationary. There's a lot of zooming, there's a lot of pulling back, there's sometimes occasional zooming while pulling back, in the famous kind of like vertigo shot. All of that aspect of the film in 3D is just so much more hard-hitting. And that I think is the best element that the 3D brings to the movie, is it draws your attention to something that is often forgotten. how this film looks. And the scene that won me over the most was the scene in, early on, it's the scene where Quint is introduced and he's saying, there's a lot of captains in this town. And then it immediately cuts to Brody, and the camera just does this slow zooming in and cuts back to Quint, and it's doing the slow zooming in. That slow honing in on these two characters with that 3D aspect really, really drives that those characters are going to be united at some point within the story. It is exceptional. This is a movie I literally could talk about for ages, for an entire runtime, and I've thought about doing commentaries in the past and bringing on like a special guest who shares the same enthusiasm and or distaste of whatever film, and doing a commentary camera focused on us, you press play when I tell you kind of thing. And maybe that's something that I'll do in the new year. Let me know if you have interest in that. But my urge to you right here, right now, is to go see Jaws in 3D while it is still playing in theaters. This demands a big screen. This is great. They're not cardboard cutouts, which is what I was afraid it was going to happen. There's a roundness, there's a boldness to everybody and everything. It immerses you in Amity as if you are there, a bystander, watching what is going on. And that I cannot sing the praises of. This is the best 3D I've seen since Gravity or Avatar before that. Those are really the only two films where I thought 3D was a useful tool. Turns out Jaws is the same. Go see Jaws in 3D while you still can. Thanks for watching. Peace.